Yeah, I hope there's always progress. There's been a couple weeks since it, and so I've done my best to get in recovery, treatment, do everything I can to feel my best. And so time is the best help, and it's been nice over the past couple of days.
What was that process like in the game? Obviously, you have this new injury, you go in there, you don't know how it's going to feel. Just in terms of feeling out, like what you could do, your physical capabilities, and sort of starting to feel comfortable with what it's going to feel like in a game.
Yeah, that's the tough part, and having to play with an injury like that, you have to kind of go through it and learn about it. And I had never experienced anything like that during a game, and so having to play through that and kind of figure it out. Obviously, it was a tough loss for us. Didn't play the way that we needed to, but good learning moment, and hopefully we learned a lot from it.
At what point did you feel like, okay, I know what this is going to be, and I can now play the way I want to play? Like, was it mid-second quarter? Was it later than that? Was it earlier than that? Do you sort of have a sense of when that kind of happened for you?
I don't know if there's ever really a moment that it just clicked. I think the more reps I get throwing with it, the better I feel. And so this week was good to be able to throw a little bit more. Progress is made. It's still got to heal and do everything it can, but recovery and treatment have been good, so getting after it.
Do you have to adjust anything in your throwing motion or anything like that?
I try not to. I think it's just one of those things that you just have to kind of deal with and push through. And the media, the medical staff, treatment staff, they've done a great job taking care of me. And I wouldn't be out there if I didn't think it was safe.
Otherwise, you'd be messing with your muscle memory and that kind of stuff.
Correct.
Is there something you learned about yourself throughout this course of the injury that you didn't know before that's a positive?
I think I learned a lot about our team and about our staff members and the medical staff, the treatment staff that have put in so much work over the past couple of weeks to help me be at my best and help me to get out on that field. They've handled it all so well, and I've got complete trust in them and especially all the teammates around us.
Especially when you have to have like round-the-clock treatment.
Exactly. It's it's important to be at your best come Sunday, and there's plenty of time during the week to be able to go into treatment, get everything right, so that you're able to be at your best on Sunday.
Justin, there's a couple notable quarterbacks who've also dealt with this similar, if not the exact same injury, including Matthew Stafford, who Joe coached. Have you considered reaching out to any other quarterbacks who've dealt this or played with this just to see how they've handled it?
I have not. We're kind of limited with the time that we have, and so I've done my best to be able to spend it all on treatment or focusing on our game plan.
And then Matt Hasselbeck was saying when he played with it that it wasn't just like throwing or kind of the jabs that players deliver as they come across you, but like even just his cadence, even delivering that was painful. Is that similar to your experience with it?
It's always an interesting injury. I think for the most part that we've been able to handle most of it, and throwing and repetitioning going along with that, and everything has helped it since then. So just spending as much time as I can in the treatment room, getting healthy and handling that is what's most important for me.
So does the cadence, has that bothered you at all?
No, I think it's just one of those things you have to go with, and the more reps, the better you feel.
As a quarterback that is dealing with injury, do you have an opinion on Tua? What happened last night with him, since he's part of the quarterback fraternity?
I'm praying for the best. I don't have much to add to that. I just hope he's okay. It's a horrible injury, and having gone through concussions like that, you wouldn't wish that upon anyone, and I hope he's okay, and I've got nothing other than that to add. Hope he's okay.
Justin, Brandon sort of referred to finding a new rhythm in terms of your practice week, when you're throwing, when you're not throwing. You're obviously a guy that loves to practice and being out there all the time. Just what are the challenges for you in terms of establishing this new rhythm and getting comfortable with not practicing as much, not taking as many 11-on-11 reps as maybe you used to?
Yeah, I think it's more important to watch as much film as you can, and to get a better feel of that, and whether it's watching the walkthroughs or just watching practice, and maybe 30 minutes out on the field is now 30 minutes more in the film room, and so you kind of have to adjust your schedule based on what you learn most, and I'd love to be out here throwing for hours after practice, but unfortunately I'm not able to do that, and so it's just kind of have to pick up in the film room.
Do you find yourself watching more practice film, if you're not in a practice, rewatching that film more than if you had actually played in it?
I think for the most part we try to watch as much as we can, and walkthroughs and practice film, after practice, after meetings, we'll stay around and watch it again, and just get a feel for the calls, for all the the progressions that we have to go through, and it definitely has picked up since more. You have to watch more and more every time that you're not out there actually practicing, but it's been helpful so far.
Just as a leader and the quarterback here, what can you do or what can you say to your team just to make sure that morale stays high after a loss like you guys had and with the amount of injuries that have occurred around here?
These guys are professionals. You know, they've been through losses before, and that's part of the NFL. And no one wants to get beat like that. But you're around long enough in the NFL, things like that are going to happen, and it's all about how you react. And I've got complete trust in these guys and the teammates around us, the coaching staff around us. That you know, they've been professionals. They handle everything well. They coach. They show up to practice and work as hard as anyone. So it's been good to see.
When Sebastian addressed the team after the game on Sunday, does it hit different? Does it strike different when it's a player or when it's a player-led discussion after a game rather than a coach-led discussion?
Guys are always addressing the team, so I think that's the thing that I address about, you know, guys are professionals. These teammates are professionals. They've been through that, unfortunately, before, and that's part of the NFL. So to see that from those guys, I think it's been really good to see.
After a game like last week, is it your nature to quickly move ahead, or do you find that it's worthwhile to rehash a little bit of what went wrong?
Spending any time on the previous game doesn't help us win this next one, and so we're gonna have to move on. And you know, Houston's a very good team. They've got a really good defense, and they're gonna need everything that we've got because it's awfully tough defense. And so for us to have any shot on Sunday, we have to move on and get rid of this last one.
And how's Jamari doing at left tackle?
It's been good. It's only been practice, and so you know, he's been solid all throughout camp, and we've seen a lot from him. So you know, he's been able to pick it up really quickly.